Hey, what's happening, Disney Readers from the Guy01, and welcome to this week's Versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's John Cena against Kane. It is our weekly birthday versus, and thankfully we don't actually have that much to talk about in terms of Raw and SmackDown, which is nice after WrestleMania and that whole video. Kinda just a nice casual video. Don't have to worry about rushing and getting everything, said. Or at least having to worry about getting it said. Like, I know I'll be able to get done. WrestleMania, yeah, that one I needed all the time I could get. But yes, we had two birthdays this week, John Cena and Kane. It was John Cena's birthday on the 23rd. He turned 47. Yes, John Cena is almost 50. Let that sink in for a little bit. And it was Kane's birthday yesterday on the 26th. He turned 57, so Kane is 10 years older than John Cena. I don't know if what I find weird about that. I don't know if I feel like if he should be older or younger, or if that gap should be larger or smaller, I mean. I don't know, I feel like that, I don't know, I expect him to be like 60 at this point. I don't know why. But before we get into Raw and SmackDown, there is one bit of news to talk about. WWE recently confirmed that Dominic Mysterio is injured. It was first acknowledged on Raw that he was injured and would have to be replaced in a match, but at that point it wasn't clear if it was a legitimate injury or just storyline stuff. But no, he is legitimately injured, and they do not have a timetable for his return, I believe. I believe that they don't have a timetable yet. But man, that just sucks. In the span of 2 weeks, both Rhea and now Dominic have gone down. So it's like, now what do they do with the Judgment Day? I mean, at this point, there's only 3 members left. Finn, Priest, and McDonough. And Priest, I mean, everyone's basically under the impression that he's going to leave very soon. I mean, basically as soon as he became champion, it was like, okay, he's champion now, he doesn't need the group, he's going to go off and be his own man. I feel like that was like the idea before he even became champion. Like, people knew as soon as he won the title, he'd be done with the group and move on. So it's like, well, now what? Because now there's no real stories left with Judgment Day. At least with who they've got left. I mean, all you've really got is Priest as champion, but Finn Balor and JD don't really contribute to that story at all. And they don't really have any story with each other, Finn Balor and JD, I mean. So, I don't know what they're going to do with them. But we'll have to see. So, getting into Raw, The Miz and R-Truth beat #DIY to retain the, what was it be? The World Tag Team titles? Yeah, it'd be the World Tag Team titles for Raw. After the match, the big thing that happened was Ciampa refused to shake their hands and seemed legitimately upset that they lost. So we could be seeing either a potential split between DIY, with Ciampa getting more and more frustrated with the fact that they haven't won a championship, or we could see DIY as a team turn heel in their journey to become champions. Which I think that would probably be the better option. But it's hard to make someone like Johnny Gargano a real bad guy, just because he's so lovable. And, he's the ultimate underdog, and it's kind of hard to hate on the underdog. But I think that'd be better than having them split up again. And give them more time as a team. Gunther made his return to the WWE, announcing that he will be entering the King of the Ring tournament, saying that now he's no longer Intercontinental Champion. He can focus on winning other titles, first one being the title of King of the Ring. Not gonna lie, I felt like this was a little quick to bring back Gunther. I thought he'd be gone for at least a month. I mean, at least after Backlash, he wouldn't be on TV. So, I don't know, this felt a little quick to me. And speaking of just feeling quick, afterwards, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci lost a match to the New Day. Afterwards, Kaiser attacked Vinci, who was the one who got pinned, to the approval of Gunther, seemingly signaling the end of Imperium. Which, again, that just felt quick. They never even got a chance to win the titles. I feel like they had another year in them at least as a duo. And again, I think this is partly because Gunther got brought back so quick. I feel like Giovanni and Ludwig should have gotten like a good month of just on their own, as a tag team, challenging for the titles and all that, having a few pay-per-view matches, really showing off what they can do as a team to the mainstream crowd, and then have Gunther come back as the leader, maybe after they've won the titles, or he's that final motivating factor to finally get them to win the titles. But it looks like they're just rushing straight into splitting up Imperium, which is a shame that they never got that moment of holding all the titles on the main roster, which is unfortunate. Ow. Uh-oh. Just fell straight into that one. I didn't even need to do anything. Say it. 5-knuckle shuffle. Yeah. Sheamus beat Shinsuke Nakamura. Chad Gable cut a promo after turning heel on Sami Zayn. It was a great heel promo by Chad. He basically just tore into all three members of Alpha Academy, and it was really done really well. It's going to be interesting seeing him as a heel. Like, it was the same thing with Johnny Gargano, where he's just like a natural underdog, and it's hard to really boo the underdog, especially someone who you can very easily see yourself in, like a Chad Gable and Johnny Gargano. But if this is a sign of things to come, I think he could probably pull it off better than Gargano could. The heel character, I mean, the shot of like Tozawa on the verge of breaking down in tears because Gable just like ripped into him was like, oh, poor Tozawa, give him a hug. Poor guy. But yeah, it was just a great promo on the part of Chad Gable. I think really sold that he can pull off this character more just through his in-ring work. He still got a ways to go on the mic, but I mean, like I said, if this is a sign of things to come, I think he's got this in the bag. Speaking of the match that Dominic Mysterio had to be replaced in, Andrade Cien Almas and Ricochet beat Santos Escobar and JD McDonough. Afterwards, Damian Priest took out Almas and Ricochet. And in the main event, Becky Lynch won a Battle Royale to win the vacant Women's World title. The final two members or competitors in that match were Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. So Becky went from, winning Elimination Chamber to get a shot at Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, loses to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and then wins Rhea's vacated title. So, she got her win eventually. She just didn't get to beat Rhea to get the title. But it's funny that, Liv, someone pointed out that Liv has been the runner-up now in the Women's Royal Rumble. She has been the runner-up in the Women's Elimination Chamber, and now in this Battle Royal. And I think they also said she has not won a match, like a televised match at least, in her return. Like, since her return back, which is not a good sign. Now, if this, they play into like this plays into like her descent into madness kind of thing, where she basically goes insane with the fact that she always comes so close to getting either a title shot or winning the title itself, but never quite gets it. Yeah, you can do something with that. If you go in that direction. But it's just funny how often it's Liv in the final two, and she always comes up short. It's like, oh man, poor Liv. And a lot of people were kind of all over Becky with this win. The line that started going around was that she's getting booked similar to how Hulk Hogan was booked. Like how she's basically just handed wins and, she does the job, but like she'll job to a person, but only like seemingly if she's guaranteed to get her win back kind of thing. Like how Hogan would only lose to people if he got something out of it. Like WrestleMania 9, where he loses the tag team title match, but he only agreed to do that if WWE gave him the world title at the end of the night kind of thing. I don't get where that, sentiment is coming from in terms of, in relation to Becky. I don't really get it, but okay. Moving on to SmackDown. SmackDown was the first night of the draft, and they actually introduced several different rules for this draft. The most notable one was that champions are protected, meaning that champions cannot be drafted, except for the women's tag team champions. They're allowed to be drafted. Which, of course, the reason is because there's only one women's tag team championship, whereas the men have 2 titles for the tag team championships. So, I'm just going to go cat through who got who. SmackDown got Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, all 3 members of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tonga, and Paul Heyman, AJ Styles, and Andrade Cien Almas. Which I think, just from that, SmackDown got the best picks. I mean, Orton, LA Knight, AJ. Or no, yeah, they got AJ too. Carmelo Hayes, Bianca Belair. I mean, they got a lot of people. Raw got some good people. They got Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, all of Alpha Academy, and Kiana James. I do think SmackDown, like I said, SmackDown got the better picks overall. Like, they got more good picks. But, Raw got some good people as well. But speaking of SmackDown, we'll go into that. Oh no. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Shut up. Ow. Ow. Get off me. Alright, I'm going in. Leave me alone. Alright, into the ropes with you. And good night. Count it, it's over. Alright, gotta go for one more. They're calling for it one more time. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that either. I wanted to pull him back in. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee beat Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. After the match, it was revealed that it was Carlito who attacked Dragon Lee backstage before WrestleMania. Or was it WrestleMania that Lee got attacked? I think it was. Can't remember now. Carlito then attacked Dragon Lee again before being chased off by Rey Mysterio. So, WWE turned Carlito heel, which you kind of knew they were going to do eventually, and everyone called that Carlito was the attacker, like as soon as it happened. I do think Carlito works better as a heel, and just feel like this was kind of just a random time to do it, though. Braun Breaker beat Cedric Alexander in as squash match as you can get. He literally hit the spear, and that was it. That was really all he did, so not really much to say there. Tiffany Stratton faced Naomi. Nia Jax then attacked Bayley, who was sitting at ringside on commentary. Nia Jax also attacked Naomi, who ran over to Bayley to try to help. And in the main event, Cody Rhodes beat Carmelo Hayes before being confronted by AJ Styles to close out the show. So overall, SmackDown didn't really have a lot going on with it. Main thing really was the draft. There was a lot of tension on that. And, you know, build up to Cody versus Hayes. So it'll be interesting to see how Hayes gets, you know, integrated into the main roster. I mean, they put him his first match on the main roster, and they put him against the WWE champion, so I think he's going to be alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make quiz all the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus, and next week where we continue our LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham walkthrough. If you guys didn't see the last episode, we finished the main story for that game, and now this week we did the 66th level. And from now on, we're basically going to just be doing like the free roam. Yes, I know there's no open world, but there's still a lot of stuff to do in that world, and that'll basically be how we spend the next few weeks with that game until I find a new game to do a series over, which I still have really no idea what I'm going to do for the next series, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. This is Guy01 and the champ, John Cena, signing out. Bye, guys.